Hey class, happy Tuesday. This week we're going to work on creating arrays. I want you to be able to create an array and count the total number of objects in that array. Before we get started, I want you to review some of our vocabulary words from this week. Talk with an adult or sibling and try to teach them our vocabulary words in your own words. You could even draw a picture to represent them. These words are rectangle, array, decompose, odd, and even. Okay, so to get started, I want to access what you already know. What are some things you already know about arrays? And I'll give you a hint. What two things make up an array? Look at the picture here below to help you. So here's what you need to know. When you create equal groups from an even amount of objects, you can arrange them in rows and columns. Remember, you cannot create an array from an odd number of objects. These rows and columns form an array and essentially represent a multiplication equation. There can be many different ways to form an array. No matter how you form the array, the number of objects that you have will not change. Let's check it out. Okay, let's begin. You're going to need 6 objects and they all have to be the same. I used 6 raisins. What are you going to use? I'll give you a minute to go find them. Okay, we're going to create our first array. First, I want you to take your items and I want you to place them into 2 groups of 3. Here on the left, you see a picture of my raisins. I have 2 groups of 3 raisins. How can we arrange our objects to be in rows of 3? I want you to rearrange your objects to look like the picture on the right. When you do that, you have just created an array. You should have 2 rows with 3 columns. What if I arranged my objects into 3 rows with 2 raisins in each row? Did anything change? If so, what changed? Did the total number of objects change? Okay, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to answer that for you. Did anything change? Well, the rectangle, the array itself did change in the sense that instead of laying horizontally, it's now laying vertically. But did the total number of objects change? No, we still have a total of 6 objects. This just reiterates the fact that if you change the number of rows or you change the number of columns, it's not going to change the total number of objects in that array. Okay, so now I want you to apply it. Use a piece of paper and a pencil to solve this problem. Mrs. Brandon is in line at Publix. There are 4 cash registers open and 3 people standing in each line. Draw an array to represent the people standing in line at the grocery store. Then write the total number of people. You can send this to me in Class Dojo Portfolio, or you can have your parent or an adult send it to me in Class Dojo as well. I'd love to see your work. After you do this application problem, go ahead and get started on your math assignment, and we'll see you next time.